everybody, my name's Jarrett. We're going to have an awesome total body class today incorporating strength and cardio. In today's class, we're going to be having our warm-up, then our exercise portion, then our cool down. In our main portion of the class today, we are going to be doing 9 exercises. Each of them are going to be 30 seconds on and 10 seconds off. What that's meaning, in those 30 seconds, you're going to do as many reps as possible while having good form in those. And then those 10 seconds in between, I'm going to be re-explaining those exercises since I'll go over them all at the beginning. In those 10 seconds, please make sure that you're resting, grab a drink of water, do whatever you need to do, and then we're going to get started with the next exercise. After we are all finished with that first set, we are going to have a 30-second break, and then we're going to go back through that set 2 more times. So 3 times total today, and then our cool down. Let's get ready to rock. All right, everyone, we're going to get started with that 5-minute warm-up, starting with some jumping jacks in the air. Having those hands touch nice overhead, maybe giving me a clap. Making sure right here we are warming up our body, getting that heart rate raised so we don't have any potential injuries possible. Keeping that smile on, that head bright today. Feel free to grab a drink of water. If anything feels uncomfortable at all, please don't do it. There are plenty of options for everything. Even if one of the exercises isn't your favorite or it makes you feel uncomfortable, go ahead and do any exercise you'd like. As long as we're moving and we're grooving, that is perfectly fine. Right here, we're going to switch it out. We're going to go into a couple squats in 3, 2, 1. Sinking those hips down, coming up with those squats, really holding at the top, squeezing those glutes when we reach the top, making sure we're pushing those hips forward, almost as if a string is pulling us. Right here, option to take in to raising those toes for a little bit of a calf raise at the top, or coming up for an explosive squat jump. On my count, we're going to switch it to high knees in 3, 2, 1. Using those hands as a guide right here. Y'all are doing awesome today. Making sure we're setting an intention for this class. Maybe it's a little bit of emotional relief, physical activity, or a little bit of both. Sidestep in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and sidestep it out. Taking a couple deep breaths, and we're going to keep going. We're going to start to activate our upper body, moving down to the ground in 3, 2, 1. Right here, we're going to start with a couple of holds right here, going into somewhat of a Superman pose. Really holding at the top. Trying to hold for almost 3 seconds, and then going back down. Ending in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back up into that tabletop position. Right here, we're going to tuck those toes, send those hips up to the sky, almost of a downward dog position. And we're going to slowly walk in those feet to meet our hands, stretching out those calves and hamstrings. And then slowly rolling it up. Right here, we're going to finish it out with some glute kicks. In 3, 2, 1. Pulling those arms as we go, getting that rhythm in set. Again, checking in with that intention, making sure we're making the most out of this workout. Self-care is one of the hardest things, and you already did the hardest part, which is taking your time out of your day for yourself. Ending in 3, 2, 1, going into that step touch. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and explain our 9 exercises for today. Feel free to keep step touching it out. Grab a drink of water if you need to. So our first exercise for today is going to be those jumping jacks. Reaching those hands up overhead. After jumping jacks is going to be our lunges. We can either step it forward or doing a reverse lunge, stepping it back. After those lunges, we're going to be going into some Shadowbox punches, keeping that arm up high as we're extending out. After Shadowbox punches, we're going to go down into a squat. Again, we're going to have many variations for this squat, but if you want to keep it simple, just keep it simple. After that squat, we're going to move it down to the ground for the rest of our exercises. Going into some in and outs. After in and outs, we're going to go ahead and go into some side leg lifts, working on those glutes today and a little bit of our obliques. Reaching those legs up to the side. We want to make sure that our torso is facing the front of the room with these. Trying not to twist too much. After those side leg lifts, we're going to go ahead and move into our Supermans. Folding over to the ground, going up and down. Right here, we're going to add a pull back with our lats and go back down. And then after that, we're going to be going into a tabletop position, finishing up with some kickbacks right before our final exercise. Squeezing those glutes at the top, our beloved push-up. We can either go here or on our knees and sinking our way to the ground, keeping those arms in close. And then we're done. And then we will be finished heading into our wonderful cool down after those 3 circuits. All right, our first exercise today is going to be those jumping jacks. Our 3 options: traditional jumping jack, jump stars, or stepping it out. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. All right, awesome job everybody committing to this workout today. With these first jumping jacks, making sure that we're touching those arms up overhead. You are doing a great job. With those star jumps, giving a little bit of a squat before you explode up. And with those side touches, squeezing a little bit with our shoulder when we reach the top. Keep going, y'all. Y'all are doing great. Ending in 3, 2, 1. All right, our next exercise is going to be those lunges. We are either stepping forward or we are doing a reverse lunge, and we're gonna go ahead and step it back, whichever feels more comfortable. Starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, great job with these lunges today, making sure that our knee is not coming over our toe when we are going down into that lunge position. We should be at about 90 degrees with our ankle and the bottom part of our leg. Feel free to keep your hands up, down by your side, behind your head, wherever it feels comfortable, helps you catch the most balance. That's what they're there for. You are doing an awesome job today. Really thank yourself for committing to this and know how capable your body is in whatever exercise we're doing today. Finishing up in 3, 2, 1. All right, our next exercise is going to be those Shadowbox punches. With these, feel free to punch it out straight forward, keeping those hands up. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. Awesome job today with these Shadowbox punches. If you have any frustration in your day-to-day life, and especially right now, I am sure that these can help you relieve some of that frustration. Really put your all energy into this. Again, not straining our shoulders, but just giving a nice forceful punch out. Feel free to swing around those arms as well. You're doing an awesome job with this. Keeping about eye level, not hitting up or down. Ending in 3, 2, 1. All right, we are going to be moving into those squats next. You have a couple different ways: exploding up, taking it down, or with a little bit of that raise at the top. All right, let's go ahead and get started today. With this, again, making sure our knees are not coming over our toes with whatever variation we're doing. Sinking down low into that squat, squeezing those glutes at the top. You got this. Really commit to this today. Keeping those hands up for balance. Also, with those explosiveness, feel free to switch it out. If you get tired halfway through, feel free to go back to the normal squat. 3, 2, 1. With your 10-second rest right here, go ahead and move it down towards the ground. We are going to get started with the rest of our exercises on the floor. Starting with those in and outs, feel free to lift up your hands. Right here, 30 seconds of work. One of our first all-core exercises today. I know this is gonna be a little bit of a struggle. Just commit to whatever level you can do today. So if that's hands on the ground, perfectly fine. If that's arms up, perfectly fine. We're adding a little bit of a suitcase motion and closing those arms around our legs, also great. Don't let yourself die out. Again, you already did the hardest part of this workout today, which is committing to the time. Ending in 3, 2, 1. All right, with our torso pointed forward, our next exercise is going to be those side leg lifts. I will cue you when it's time to switch halfway through, and we'll move over to that other side. Starting in 3, 2, 1. With these side leg lifts, we are going to be squeezing whatever glute the leg is raising to the whole time, making sure that when we're coming up, maybe giving that slight pause, then coming back down. Again, go whatever pace feels comfortable for you. We're gonna go ahead and switch sides right here, moving up that other leg and giving it the same amount of strength as we did for the first one. Don't cheat yourself out on any side of your body today when we're doing multiple-sided exercises. 2, 1. Flipping onto that stomach, we are going to be doing some Supermans, raising those arms up, giving me a row at the top, and then back down. Starting in 3, 2, 1. With these Supermans today, realize that we are our own super people. With this exercise, please make sure that you're clenching at your middle back. When you're squeezing up with that row, we should feel like we have a credit card right in between our middle back, squeezing onto it like we are not letting go of that money today. Keep going, squeezing at the top. You got this, we're about ready to end. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are going to be doing some kickbacks. We are going to do all 15 seconds on one side and then switch to the next, really using your core to maintain stable. In 3, 2, 1. With these kickbacks, really focusing a lot of that energy into our lower back, our glute, and our hamstring. Focusing on clenching when we get to the top and then coming back down. Switching sides on my count. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch it over to that other side that you didn't start with. You are doing an amazing job. You are strong. You are powerful. Keep pushing. We are almost done with our first circuit of exercises. We have one more. 2, 1. Last exercise is going to be those push-ups. With these, feel free to go onto your knees or on your feet, as long as we're maintaining a flat back, starting in 3, 2, 1. Last exercise. I know it's getting tough right here, but guess what? You're tougher. Keep pushing through this exercise, keeping those arms clenched in by your sides and keeping a nice neutral spine all the way down to our feet. Try not to let those hips sink in or up too much. You got this. Keep going. Notice that you are on your last exercise of this circuit. You are doing amazing, wonderful, strong, powerful. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Congratulate yourself. Really feel proud of that you just completed those 9 exercises all the way through. Check in with yourself, grab a drink of water, towel off, stretch out, whatever may feel a little bit uncomfortable. Acknowledge what progression or regression, ever modification you'd like to do for this next exercise. Right here, we're gonna go back to the start of the video where you started doing those jumping jacks as our first exercises past that warm-up portion, and we're gonna restart it right there, going with those 2 more circuits. So we're doing 3 in total. Awesome job. You have made it to the cool down. Congratulations. With this part of the exercise, we're going to spend the next 5 minutes reinvesting all that energy that we just exerted back into our body to gear us up to have a wonderful after exercise moment. Right here, we're going to sink it down for a squat, hands up overhead, almost like a chair pose. Right here, I'm gonna ask that we are like at our favorite concert, swaying side to side with our lighters on. Feeling this in our mid to lower back. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Coming back up, we're going to stretch out our first side, putting the arm across our body, pushing out on that shoulder. Taking in some nice deep breaths, switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch it over to the other side. Same thing, pushing out on that shoulder. In and out. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1. We are moving that arm behind our body, pushing down on that elbow with whatever side we started first. Feeling this stretch in between our shoulder and neck. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch over to that second side, pushing down on that elbow, almost like you're trying to give yourself a pat on the back. Go ahead and release in 3, 2, 1. Right here, we're going to bend over at the hips, sending our torso towards the ground, giving me some big swimmer arms. Pats on the back right here for an awesome job done today. Crossing arms each time. Go ahead and slowly stand them back up. Facing me again, we're gonna go ahead, bring it down to reach towards those toes. If we can't touch our toes, that is perfectly fine. Whatever level we feel that stretch in the back of our legs is what we're looking for. Go ahead and slowly come up, rolling those shoulders as we come up to the top, back, and about halfway, start rolling them forward. Right here, we're gonna go ahead and sink it down, back into a squat, twisting our side body over, feeling out this stretch, holding it here for a couple seconds. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1, switching over to that other side. Again, really think about all that work you put in today. You did an awesome job. Coming back up in 3, 2, 1, bringing those feet together. Next, we're going to have a slight bend in our knees, reaching those hands up and overhead towards the sky. Reach, reach, reach as tall as we can, feeling this stretch in our back, maybe a little bit of our core. And then as we are releasing from this stretch, rolling those wrists down towards the floor, switching directions about halfway, and return back into that standing position. We're gonna go ahead and move it down to the floor for the rest of our stretches before we finish out our workout today. First, we're gonna relax those knees and unfold those toes down towards the floor, coming into a little bit of a cobra stretch. Really taking some deep breaths, closing those eyes, reaching up towards the sky. Congratulate yourself for doing an awesome job today. Tucking those toes, sending those hips up towards the sky. Downward dog position. Really rolling out those calves right here, stretching them out, pedaling each foot. And slowly walk in those feet. We're gonna drop those knees into a tabletop position. Right here, we're gonna sink our belly down towards the ground, breathing in. Pushing that back up towards the sky, breathing out. 2 more. In. And out. 1 more in. And out. Right here, going back into that downward dog position. We're going to step our right foot after our plank position to meet our right hand, dropping down that knee, untucking those toes. Right here, you are more than welcome to go down onto your forearms or stay in this upright position. Sinking a little bit into that leg that's crouched up next to us. Tucking those toes in the back to that plank position, bringing our left foot forward to our left hand. Untucking those toes in the back, and again, sinking more into that foot. Option to go onto your forearms. Tucking those toes in the back, sending that left leg backward. Bringing that right foot to our left hand across the body. Sending that knee down towards the ground. Untucking those nose. Make sure that we are flexing our ankle right here. Option of the forearms or the hands. Go ahead and bring it back up to those hands, tuck those toes again, send that right foot back, left foot to meet our right hand. Back onto those palms, tuck those toes, send that foot backwards. Last but not least, walking those feet all the way up to meet our hands. Slowly making our way back up. And giving ourselves a nice clap down to the middle. Awesome job today. Thank you all for joining me with this workout today. You did an amazing job, and I hope you're proud of yourself after this. Have a great rest of your day.